All right then. What have we got here? It's an intimidating looking bag. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing, guys? Good to see you all, no matter where you might be out in the big wide world. Welcome to Japan at 11 p.m. at night. It's a late evening. It's very dark in my room. We're not in the studio today. We are in the room where my equipment is and where I edit videos. How you doing, guys? Let me know though where you're watching from. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. I just got this bag come through the post today. Daniel says, "Did you steal Santa's sack?" I hope, Daniel, that Santa's sack doesn't look this awful. Just a white ripped white bag. No, so basically, I ordered some merchandise for the Abroad Japan studio. You might be wondering why we're not in the Abroad Japan studio today, and that is simply down to the internet is still not up and running. The studio's been great, but the internet has been a shit show. So sorry for that. I really wanted to do it in the studio like we did last month with Natsuki, but the internet was so unreliable that it just got not fun. So when the internet's up and running, hopefully next week we'll try it again. But yeah, I've ordered some merchandise to go in the studio, which I'll get to in a minute. Let's see where you're watching from. Chris After Dark says Bulldozer. A very me after dark. It's never a good sight. Jonathan from his New York penthouse suite. I'm in Germany, says Rodolfo. Miami, Michigan. I always mess up American pronunciation. Apologies. Is it Michigan or is it Michigan? You decide. Mercedes says Pete is watching the Tokyo Creative video with the chat on his stream. Oh yeah, Tokyo Creative launched a video today where Pete from Premiere 2, Natsuki, and my friend Ian, who was the producer on Journey Across Japan, did some sort of quiz to see who was my best friend. And from what I understand, they all failed really badly. I haven't seen the video, so I need to check it out myself. I think it only came out like 10 minutes ago, so go and watch that after this. We've got hello from Norway. We've got Minnesota. We've got Germany, Puerto Rico, California, New York, England. In it, says Cosmin. Where is that? Faygate in England. That's a very British sounding town, isn't it? Faygate. Cardiff, Dallas, Gosford, California. Berlin. I'm tired because of my annoying neighbours and their annoying party yesterday. Fucking neighbours. God, I hate them. I hate neighbours. Don't you as well? All right, let's dive in. So basically, I got a pillow for the nice L-shaped sofa, and this is the moment of truth where we see if the pillow is actually good. And it's it's got the Like a Magic logo, so it's the same logo as this one, Like a Magic. Let's crack it open, see if they did a good job. But this is from the merchandise store, Teespring. What have I become? Flogging my own merchandise to my most loyal and wonderful viewers on Patreon. I'm a disgrace. I'm terrible, but it's actually quite nice. Quite nice embroidery, actually. Yeah. Smells nice as well. I don't know about you. I'm not mental. I don't just go around smelling pillows. But you know, when you get like a new thing, it often smells bad. This smells good. And when I do flog the pillow in a Abroad Japan video, that'll be the main selling point. Not that it's comfortable, not that it looks good, but in fact that it just smells like potpourri and dandelions and hope. And I'm going to stop smelling the pillow now. I don't want to ruin your Saturday, but yeah, it's quite good. What do you reckon? Does that get the thumbs up from you guys? Is that good? Hello from North London. Your microphone's peaking. Yes, I bought a brand new microphone. Apologies. I will turn it down. This is the same microphone that Pete from Premiere 2 uses, and Trash Taste, and everyone. And you've got to it's one of these microphones where you've got to be really close to it for it to work. But I'll just put it there. This is the first time I've got one of these things. Look at that. How exciting is that? I'm going to break it now. I'm going to fucking destroy my brand new microphone. If you're wondering what it is, it's the Shure SM7B or something. Don't know. It's called Shure though. Chris sniffs every pillow he sees in sight. You heard it here first. Greetings from New Zealand, Switzerland, North Carolina, Tennessee. It's like going from one side of the Atlantic to the other, isn't it? Please tell me it has Natsuki's face on the pillow. It does not. We did originally have some designs with Natsuki's face on the Abroad in Japan store, but they just didn't do that well. Nobody bought them. It's a real shame. I think it's one of my favourite products, the Natsuki notepad, but nobody bought it. Terrible shame. Hello from London. I've been waiting for these visas to be reissued to join you in Japan finally. You'll be here soon. I heard they're relaxing the laws or the quarantine in Japan, I think next week. So there's hope. There's hope, guys. But cheers. Thank you for joining. For the next hour, I'm all yours to interrogate. I'll be sharing some interesting news with you, some projects, and some really quite good news, which, you know, when you get like something good happens and you feel like it's so good that it can't possibly happen. That's the sort of news that I got today that I'll relay to you in a minute. In fact, you might even be able to guess what it is, because a lot of you, I reckon a lot of you could probably guess what it is, but we'll get to that in a second. It looks like you kissed a. What does that say? Looks like I kissed a what? Oh, that comment. Oh, it looks like you kissed the pillow. I don't kiss pillows. Good God. I'm drinking a very girly drink. In Japan, if you drink anything that's not beer, if you drink anything that's like a cocktail, you will get bullied relentlessly. All of my Japanese friends like to bully me over my exquisite taste in drinks. Today I'm drinking a raspberry liqueur with Fever Tree tonic water. Today's sponsor. No, this is really good. This is amazing. I recently discovered a store in Sendai that sells Fever Tree tonic, and the game has changed. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. Did you get anything missed in Britain from the Trash Taste Boys? Connor brought me some crisps. He brought me some Monster Munch crisps, which are like the most amazing crisps in the world, and I'm going to devour them in the next Wacky weekend in a few weeks. I don't know how we're going to top this month's Wacky Weekend. Did you enjoy that, guys? Are you enjoying the videos with Connor? To be fair, it was quite fun. I knew it would do all right going to like a terrible hotel, but I never thought it would do that well. And God, it was an awful hotel. Got some more stuff for show and tell. So one of the videos I'm working on at the moment, I'm not just sitting in a room sniffing pillows. I'd like to get that out there right now. I am working on videos. And the video I'm working on next is actually about must-try foods at Japanese convenience stores. It sounds a little bit like low-hanging fruit. It's the sort of video that a lot of people comment and going, "Oh, he's run out of ideas." And maybe I have. Maybe I've run out of ideas. But I just want to do something fun and intimate and one-on-one with you guys and abroad in Japan. Because the last kind of 4 or 5 months, I've just been like riding a horse or going to shit hotels. I've not actually like sat down and done a one-to-one video, and now I've got the studio, we can do that. But I thought I'd get some must-try foods. Let's see what we got. These are some of the must-try foods. Will there be salad involved? Says Daniel. No, Daniel, there will be no salad involved. Well, you don't come all the way to Japan and eat salad. I mean, I've been here 10 years almost, and I still don't eat salad. So you must taste the Aomori apple juice at JR stations. I have tasted, and it's very good, especially the cider. When are we getting Natsuki plushies or Natsuki body pillows? Says Bootleg. I to be honest, I spoke to Natsuki yesterday, and he's always got these wacky ideas. He's very much an entrepreneurial figure, is Natsuki, and his latest idea, which is a real idea. What did we have earlier? Last year he did he did shampoo. He did face mist spray, and he did a alcoholic. What do you call it? Like an alcoholic sanitizing product, which he loves. But he's got a new product, and that is Natsuki Natsuki coffee. He's trying to bring out his own brand of coffee at the moment. I don't know how I feel about that. I wonder how and where and why he's going to make the coffee. Is it going to be like in his bathtub? Is it going to, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. But yeah, Natsuki coffee. So get ready for that. Oh yeah, Conveni. He's run out of ideas. I tried unsubscribing from Connor, but he keeps popping up everywhere. Yeah, I know, me too. Apparently Connor's mum likes me, so that's good. Did a video with his mum recently, and his mum thinks I'm witty. So that's good. Both Connor's dad and Joey the Anime Man's dad and mum like me now, so I'm in there. Natsuki's not bringing out his own brand of cigarettes, says Bulldozer. He's not. I think he would, though, given the chance. He did tell me he hopes to bring out a brand of coffee that you can drink while smoking. It's like a sort of a marriage of flavors and fucking lung cancer. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But yeah, coffee. Vincent says we've had Dr. Jelly. It's time for Dr. Coffee. Natsuki coffee. Is it roasted? Says Mercedes. I hope so. I mean, probably. You know what Natsuki's like. God knows what it'll be. But I was in. So this is the bag of stuff. Some of the products we're going to feature, and I'll go through them one by one right now. And the first one is a product so legendary, I cannot believe it still exists, and that is, of course, Family Mart fried chicken potato chips, and they are quite good. They're like that's a solid 8 out of 10. So 8 out of 10. These they do taste like chicken. They do have a nice kind of spicy paprika aftertaste, and they're pretty good. Love the branding as well, and of course, like all good Family Mart chicken products, it has the ultimate slogan, a slogan we can all agree with, and that is, "I, I'm not in focus. I am chicken. I am chicken." They have that on all Family Mart chicken products. I am chicken. Taste of soft, juicy chicken, the boneless type. Delicious. But they're pretty good. All jokes aside, we've also got a product that seems to have disappeared. It's gone. Where's it gone? It's a mystery. There's nothing in it anymore. I wonder what could have happened. But this, of course, is cream colon, which sounds like a medical condition once you've had too much cream. Once you've had too much cream and butter, cream colon. I had this for the first time like yesterday, which might explain where the cream colon has gone. It's in my colon, by all accounts. It's actually quite good though. It's really good. It's like biscuits with cream in. Love it. But just what a weird name, cream colon. We've also got what they like to do in Japan with confectionery is they like to make it seem as though there's a health benefit to it, like it's a healthy thing. And I think they're being a little bit optimistic. But these, I don't think we have these in the UK or outside Japan. Chocolate that makes you sleepy, the sort of NyQuil or Rehypnol of the chocolate world. It's pretty sinister. Like, what's going on? GABA for sleep, they call it. So GABA's a chocolate brand. It's owned by Glico, one of the biggest chocolate companies, confectionery companies in Japan. And they decided that chocolate could be a great way of putting people to sleep. So there you go. Chocolate for sleep. GABA, GABA, GABA. I love the name GABA as well. GABA. Let's have a look at the comments. Chris? I guess you can say Calbee is the go-to for crisps in Japan. I don't know if they're the go-to. They're certainly the biggest. Calbee are like the ones that run things. I think I've got some Calbee crisps down here because I've got so many bags. All right, what have we got here? Is this Calbee? Yeah. So I'm not really a fan of Calbee crisps, but one thing they do get right is pizza-flavored crisps. They are the real deal. They actually got like real melted cheese on them, and I resisted them for like 5 years. Then I tried them one day, and there's been no turning back. They're fucking amazing. We've also got more Calbee. Calbee again. All right, maybe I've been a bit harsh on Calbee. These are like soy sauce butter flavored crisps, and they're really nice. They're like jacket potato flavor. It's really good. And we've got Coca-Cola bottles, cleverly branded The Hard. Coca-Cola, The Hard. Only hard people can enjoy these. Oh, God. As you can see, though, we've certainly no shortage of confectionery. What else we got? That's just for my own personal consumptions. Almonds covered in manuka honey. Healthy snack. Healthy for me. I'll put those. I've got like a little cupboard here. It's top secret. And in the cupboard, I keep all my healthy things. I have a little stash of pistachios. Stashed pistachios. Could be a cool brand there. It rhymes. Yeah, I eat those every day. If you want to get fit and get a figure like this, you need to not eat crisps and instead eat nuts. And you'll definitely, you can look this good. Mercedes says they disappear. Yes, they magic. The cream cologne is gone. Have you ever had fried chicken with shiso leaves? It's actually quite interesting. I have. I'm not really a big fan of shiso. The flavour is a bit odd. I'm just not my thing, really. What is it in the GABA that makes you fall asleep? Is it melatonin? Says Lam Mom. It just says NyQuil, and Rohypnol. No, I actually don't know. And the reason I don't know is because you need like N1 level Japanese to be able to read that. Can anybody read that? Because I mean, I can read like a few of them. I can read a fair few. Just takes time. And my Japanese abilities have gone down the pan. It's not going well. My Japanese is not going great. Calbies everywhere. I've had those butter chips. They're delicious, says Jonathan. They're right. They're very delicious, Jonathan. We have sleep gummies here with melatonin. Oh right, so it's not just Japan. We definitely need them in the UK. They'd definitely be a really big hit. All right, finishing off this bag, we've got some Liberia, some chocolate there. Nothing even interesting. I don't know why that's in the bag. I said there's some sort of health benefit. It's good for your muscles. Yeah. Chocolate that's good for your muscles. I think they're really pulling at straws there. We've got Horn. Horn. It's just a chocolate biscuit in the shape of a horn. I don't know. Does anybody know why they've called it that? I don't have a clue. We've then got... God, I bought a lot of stuff. Bloody hell. Topo. They're kind of like Pocky, but good. Imagine Pocky, but with more flavour, and you've got Topo. We've got... You might have heard of YouTube sensation PewDiePie, the biggest YouTuber in the world ever. But in Japan, of course, we have Genji Pie. Genji Pie. It's way better than PewDiePie. It's very crumbly, messy biscuits. Genji Pie is made from the finest ingredients of wheat flour, margarine, sugar, and more. Just elusive ingredients. The heart-shaped pie has been enjoyed since 1965. Why not make your tea time more delightful with Genji Pie? I mean, I'm not going to lie, I did buy it because it sounds funny and not because I actually like the taste of Genji Pie. I don't even know if I've had Genji Pie before. It's a, it's a powerful revelation for a Saturday. Never eaten Genji Pie. And that, my friends, is the end of the show and tell. There you go. So that video, I'm currently planning it out, and hopefully that'll be finished and up next week. Chris, have you ever tried a chocolate made by Ferrero called Pocket Coffee? It's like a shot of coffee inside dark chocolate. They're great. I haven't. I mean, the only thing I've had by Ferrero is Ferrero Rocher, and I think that's it. But no, I haven't had that. And Nutella. They make Nutella, right? Can't beat Nutella. Oh, this is good. But I think I'm only going to have to up my game to coffee. Who's PewDiePie? Says Daniel. Actually, somebody sent me a clip 2 or 3 days ago, and it turns out PewDiePie watched all of Abroad in Japan, according to his live show. Somebody said, "Have you ever watched Chris Broad?" Not even Abroad in Japan. Chris Broad. Could be wrong. Could be the cricket player or the tennis player. But he said, yeah, he watched all of Chris Broad and binged watched it in a week. So that's cool. I'm not surprised though. I know he's I know Felix PewDiePie is friends with Joey and Connor. So there's lots of mutual friends. Hello, Chris. What's your favourite movie you've seen recently? You know what? I've been watching quite a lot of movies recently. I did a post on Twitter the other day, kind of talking about what I'd seen. I will have a quick look because I've forgotten. But I finally got around to watching Hereditary the other day, and it was pretty good. Like I've watched quite a few horror films recently, and I just don't find myself getting scared. But the final 10, 15 minutes of Hereditary is genuinely like pretty stressful and unpleasant. And I was quite impressed with that because I just don't get that in films anymore. When I watch them, I find horror films are just not that powerful. I watched a film called Possessor, that was made by David Cronenberg's son. That was kind of good. It was Brian Cronenberg. But it was pretty good. Possessor, it's pretty cool. Saint Maud is probably the best film I've seen in the last month or two. That is about a girl going through some sort of mental breakdown, and it's well, I don't want to spoil it, but Saint Maud, amazing film. I watched Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining, and it was all right. It's kind of forgettable, but it was okay. Quiet Place 2, that was quite good. Not as good as the first one, but still pretty decent. Black Widow, pretty rubbish. Didn't enjoy that. Upgrade, that was quite a fun film. What else? But I'm going to watch The Green Knight tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. And Brazil, I rewatched Brazil, which I highly recommend. If you watch one film, watch Brazil. 1985, Terry Gilliam, sorry. It's got Robert De Niro in it, Jonathan Pryce, really good film. Bloody love it. One of my favorite films. Chris, are you ever intimidated to speak Japanese in front of other non-Japanese people whose language skills are better than yours? That's a really good point, actually. I never thought about that. Yes, I think I am a little bit. I am. Whenever I speak in front of someone like Norm or Joey or Charlotte or Dogan, they're all very good at Japanese, and mine isn't that good compared to them. But I have a reason. I have some reasons to want to get better at Japanese, and I am actually going to really go all out in October. So one of the projects I want to do in October is I want to sort of just work on self-improvement on myself. I felt like I've let myself slip a little bit this sort of year, both in fitness, in terms of physical and mental health. And I want to get kind of like 5 or 6 kilograms lighter and fitter. One of the things is I just feel lethargic all the time. You know, when you don't exercise for like months and then you just sort of sit in a chair, swiveling around all day, going side to side, just feeling like, oh, can't I bother to do anything? I feel a bit like that recently because I just haven't done any exercise and I need to do some exercise and get fitter. Matt says you haven't let yourself slip with the videos. And you know what, Matt? I guess this year's been a good year for videos. I'm really proud of some of the stuff we've done this year. I was like rewatching some of the videos we put out in 2021, and it has been a good year, hasn't it? Like from the capsule building and then the crazy night train with Natsuki, Journey Across Japan 3, which was amazing, and the recent Wacky weekend with Connor. Like it has been a really good year of content, but at the same time, for me personally, I feel like I haven't pushed myself as hard as I want to. I don't feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'm not reaching my potential, reaching my lofty expectations that I set for myself, and I do that a lot. And it's a dangerous thing to have high expectations because high expectations equals disappointment quite often. But we have something coming up. I've some really. I want you to guess what this could be because I want to see if you can guess what it is. Had some really good news come through today about a video that we can make. That's something I've wanted to do for a very long time and dreamed about doing for a long time, and it's finally going to happen. Like 95% going to happen, unless something goes really wrong. What do you think? What do you think it could be? Is it a new sponsor? No, it's not a new sponsor. But I'll tell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I even want sponsorship from. Family Mart Chicken. That would be good. No, it's better than that. It's much better than sponsors. Is it abroad in a pan? It's not abroad in a pan. It's not abroad in a pan at all. But video with Ken Watanabe. Is it meeting Ken Watanabe? Is it Chris's Blade Runner? Chris as Blade Runner. I would be up for that, to be honest. That'd be quite fun. Is it Dollar Shave Club? No. Is it North Korea? Yes, you guessed it. I'm going to North Korea to die. Is it Cat Nation 2, the sequel to Cat Nation, the amazing cat documentary? No, it is in fact, you guessed it, I might be, or I probably will be, interviewing Ken Watanabe next week. Actually going and meeting him and seeing him for like 2 days and then meeting him again in November. So meeting him quite a lot and filming with him quite a lot. It's really weird. Yeah, I can't believe it. Like we've joked about it for like fucking 9 years now. We've got a Ken Watanabe cut out thing in my studio that's just about to get incredibly embarrassing, and we have to burn it now to hide the fact that I've got one. But yeah, fuck Ken Watanabe. I told Natsuki, and he flipped out and started ringing me loads and trying to weasel his way into meeting Japan's biggest movie star. But yeah, I'd be really cool to meet with Ken Watanabe. We have similar goals to promote Tohoku. I want to promote Tohoku. I love it here, and he's been trying to do the same since the tsunami. So we're going to go and hang out and talk about that, and just sort of chat to him and get to know him. I want to keep it really informal. It's always whenever you interview someone big, or when you watch like an interview of someone big being interviewed, like it always feels a bit rigid and cold and boring. And one thing I'm proud of, when we interviewed Hyde, the rock star, about 2 years ago, I think we were able to keep it relatively informal and fun. And I want to kind of strike that same tone with Ken Watanabe as well. So congratulations! Wow, finally the legend came true. Show him the cutout. Yeah, I'll go and take the cardboard cutout of Ken Watanabe to meet Ken Watanabe, and we'll see what he does about that. Are you going to recreate The Last Samurai? Definitely. I'll recreate the scene where he gets shot. Spoilers. Can you ask him to post a signed poster of The Last Samurai to Greenock, Scotland? Thank you, Chris. I'll definitely get him to do it. I'll get him to do that. I'll just send it randomly to Greenock in Scotland. Not even to you, Jamie. It'll just be going to the townsfolk of Greenock in Scotland. Signed poster of Ken. Chris, really happy for you. But can we forget that one time you said you'll leave Japan after interviewing Ken Watanabe? I did say that, didn't I? Shit. Yeah. It's like a prophecy. If I meet Ken Watanabe, it's time to leave. I I don't think that'll be happening. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere just yet. That would be a really cruel twist of fate if I had to leave Japan after spending incredible sums of money setting up a brand new studio with a brand new set, which should be done in about 3 weeks. I don't know if I showed. Did I show you guys the design for the set? I think I did, or am I keeping it under wraps? There's a really cool set being designed right now in a building in rural Tokyo, and some architects and some woodwork people and some craftsmen are building a Blade Runner-esque set that's going to be in the new Abroad Japan studio. Somehow going to fit in there. It's very exciting, and that's the reason I haven't done the studio tour yet, because the studio just doesn't feel complete until we've got that kind of until we got the set in there, really. So I'll be doing a tour in about 3 weeks or so, if it's in place, if the set's done. I'm sure by then the internet still won't be finished. Don't let your dreams be dreams, says Jake. That's my motto, Jake. Always has been, always will be. Does Ken speak English? He does. I think he speaks English on his films, and from what I've seen, he speaks English pretty well. He's pretty fluent. When I interviewed Hyde, he didn't speak any English because his English isn't that great, bless him, and that's fair enough. I didn't speak much Japanese to him either, so I can hardly talk. But I think it still came off quite well. But from what I understand, Ken does speak English, and in fact, this evening it's been a really weird evening. I've just been sitting here drinking Tully's coffee, eating cream colon, and typing out questions that I want to ask Ken Watanabe. Like, what would you do if you met Ken Watanabe, Japan's biggest actor in everything from Batman Begins and Inception and Last Samurai to Memoirs of a Geisha, Iwo Jima, and the Pokemon movie and Godzilla? What would you ask him? What would you say to him? Are you subscribed to Abroad Japan? That'd be my first question. If not, why not? Yeah, it's going to be kind of trippy. It's going to be a bit weird. Because honestly, there's not really that many people, that many celebrities that I'd get excited about meeting or want to meet, really. But I'd say he's one of them. Like, I have enjoyed a lot of his films. He's in one of my favourite films, a film called Tampopo, which I've talked about often on Patreon. But Tampopo, literally dandelion, came out in 1985. Ken Watanabe's in it. It's a fantastic film, and I highly recommend you go and watch it. It's about a woman who is trying to make her ramen shop better before she gets beaten up or something. I can't, that's the easiest way to describe what happens, but definitely watch it. But yeah, I do respect him. I respect his work. He's one of the only Japanese actors that I know of who's got nominated for an Academy Award. Although Tim Robbins got it, bloody Tim Robbins, stealing the Academy Award in 2004 for Mystic River. So he's got a lot of things. He's done a lot of incredible things, and I just want to ask him, like, what kind of motivates you? What's motivated you to do this? To break out of Japan? To do all these amazing things, to act in Broadway. What motivates someone at the top of their game? I've always wondered. Chris, would you be able to make a prediction of when you expect tourism to reopen? I understand there's no substance meant to be visiting in March. I don't know if Japan will be reopened in March. Like, I feel like April they might do it. April feels like a kind of poetic time for them to do it, given there's the cherry blossom. I feel like they might factor that in. Honestly, I don't know though. I don't think it's going to be this year, sadly. But I think April's realistic, definitely. So, but for the love of God, if you've got a flight booked, make sure you can like postpone the flight and don't lose lots of money, because that could well happen. I know a lot of folks that have lost money booking flights and then cancelling them. So don't book anything just yet, I would say. Oh God, I forgot. He was in Detective Pikachu. Question for Ken. Which movie did you enjoy making the most and why? I do want to ask him that. I really want to ask him that. My only problem with that question is it feels very obvious and sort of cliche, doesn't it? Even though it's like the one question you always want to ask or always want to find out from an actor. I'll definitely ask him that. I'm going to ask him that. I'll make a note of that. Where's my notepad? Go. This is great, guys. You're helping me out. I love this. It's the good thing about Patreon live shows. You get to help me ask questions for Ken Watanabe. What's your favourite movie you're in? All right. What's your favourite movie? But what we got? What was his most memorable memory from all the projects he's worked on? Best memory. Good. Best memory. Obviously, being abroad in Japan. That'll be up there. That's better than working with Christopher Nolan and Tom Cruise meeting abroad in Japan. That's up there, isn't it? I'm sure he gets a lot of questions about Godzilla and Last Samurai. So definitely talk about Tampopo. I will. And I don't think he's overly proud of Godzilla. Whenever I see him in interviews, he's like not overly like happy about Godzilla. I think he just thought it's kind of convenient to be in that. To be fair, I'd be in Godzilla. If somebody offered me a bucket of money, I'd be like, yeah, all right, let's be in Godzilla. The first one, 2014, was pretty good, I think. It was all right. But the King of the Monsters one, the second one, utter bollocks. Really quite awful. Probably one of the worst films I've ever watched. Just shocking. Nice to finally catch one of these streams, says Aragon. On that subject, you think it'll be back to normal by summer next year? Yes, I do. I am at least that optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all about Japan reopening, but I feel like next year. I feel like that is optimistic. That's reasonable. If Japan isn't open by next year, then the tourism sector is going to be absolutely fucked. From what I understand, Kyoto is going bankrupt at the moment because they're used to having 20 million tourists each year, and they're getting not just 5 million or 1 million, but zero fucking tourists. Like, it's just a disaster, and I feel so sorry for Kyoto. Even though the locals are kind of like, oh, it's nice, it's quiet, but the laughter will stop once they realise they've run out of money and can't afford to prop up the welfare of Kyoto anymore. It's a real shame, though. Who is Ken's favourite director? That's a good question. Favourite director? I wonder how blunt he'll be. Whenever I watch interviews with actors, they always praise directors too much. They're always, it's amazing working with Dave. I love working with Dave. He's the best director who had like a vision, and he did it, and it was great. I like it when actors are up front and they're like, it was shit. I hated working with him. It was rubbish. I don't think Ken's going to do that, but maybe we can get it out of him. We'll try. What was it like working with Christopher? Apparently, Christopher Nolan doesn't let actors sit down on the set of the movie. We'll have to ask him if that's true or not. I'll have to ask him. Chris, are you going back to the UK after seeing Sea Dog VA do it? Says Adam. Sea Dog VA, the trendsetter. I uh, I am. I am very much hoping to go back for Christmas. Like I haven't been home for Christmas since 2019 now. Jesus, that's a long time. And it's depressing. Like I had an okay Christmas in Japan last year, but it just wasn't the same. And I miss the UK a lot. And it is starting to get to me. Like I talked about, I spoke about how I want to improve myself mentally and physically. And while my physical health isn't great, eating lots of crisps and fried chicken will do that to you. But yeah, my mental health has been like not as great this year. I've found it certainly the last few months. I've found it a bit harder to kind of be like, yeah, let's do it, and be kind of fired up and happy and motivated. And yeah, so me and Ken Watanabe come at a very good time. It might be the jolt that I kind of need to get on track. But one of the projects I'm hoping to do in October, as I said, is to try and do like another weight loss series. Some of you guys, the veterans of Abroad in Japan, might recall back in 2014, I did a series called Losing Weight in Japan. And I think it was like a 4-part series. It was supposed to be a 10-part series, but I got a bit busy with schoolwork because I was a teacher at the time. But in that series, I documented every day and then I put it into like a weekly video. And in that video, I sort of documented how I was losing weight in Japan, the sort of exercises I was doing, the diet I was doing. And I'm thinking of kind of resurrecting that and doing that again, but better. And now we've got an editor, I can actually get them out every week properly. Originally, I wanted to do like a whole month of daily videos, but then I realized I would probably die. And as fun a challenge as that seemed, it just didn't seem like it was a doable thing. So what I might try and do in October is every day I'll film like a segment. So I'll have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll have like a segment, and in each day, there'll be like a scene of showing something interesting or different, like a day in my life, I guess. What I'm eating, how I'm getting fit, how I'm exercising, and hopefully by sharing that experience, I'll be motivated to lose weight, basically. Um, but I've got to think it through. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm like 70% yes, I want to do it, and 30% is it really worth the time and effort? And if I do it, um, there's no doubt I want to lose weight. Like I really want to lose weight. Above all, that's happening. No questions. I'm going to get fit once and for all. It's going to be great, but it's just a question of whether or not I should film it. But let's see what you guys think. Could you ask Ken what type of movie he likes working on, and then have the conversation lead into his favorite movie? That's a good idea. Try a nice little segue, a nice little transition. What's your favorite type of movie? Your favorite type of movie? Is it Last Samurai? To be fair, his acting, his performance in Last Samurai was very, very good. Ken, which actor or actress did you like working with the most? That'd be interesting. Favorite actress or actor? Favorite actor, actress? Good question indeed. Ken, what do you think about VTubers? I'm not going to ask that. I don't think he's going to know what a VTuber is. I get the impression he's like doesn't watch YouTube. Oh. Question for Ken: what's your favorite place in Tohoku? I know what he's going to say. His favorite place in Tohoku is Kesenuma, which is a town where he has a cafe. One of the reasons I'm interviewing him is he's got a very interesting relationship with Tohoku. After the earthquake and tsunami, he came to Tohoku to sort of oversee the reconstruction efforts and sort of just help out. And he bonded with this town of Kesenuma, and he opened a cafe there, and he goes there quite regularly. So there's no doubt that'll be his favorite town, and I think that's a really nice story that I want to tell. A lot of actors and celebrities, when there's a disaster, they like to sort of race to the front and get some free PR, get some publicity, look good, right? But what he's done is really genuine. Like he didn't just turn up, move a few bags of rice, and then fuck off back to Tokyo. He has a very deep, authentic relationship with the area. He opened a cafe. He's been coming back here 10 years now, And I find that really moving and inspiring. And that's one of the things I want to talk to him about. And that's one of the reasons we're making this video. It's not just to get a photo of Ken for my Instagram, although that's definitely a factor as well. Mm. That was a very sinister laugh, wasn't it? Chris, another weight loss series would be good, Chris. I'd like to see that. Ah, yes, the weekly weight loss series. Don't you? Weekly. Yeah, that was a disaster. The original weekly series was anything but weekly. Hello, Chris. Is Nagoya as boring as they say, or is there more to the place? And please think before answering, since you said the same thing about Akita. I love Akita. Akita's a bit boring, but there's lots of cool stuff there, and I love it dearly. Nagoya, there's nothing there. It's just some fried chicken. They got like chicken wings in Nagoya, and they're pretty good, to be fair. Other than that, not a fan of Nagoya. You could talk about how old people in Japan have to go to the doctor and have their waist measured. Yeah, could do. And I should probably measure my waist as well and do like a start and finish, right? Like no weight loss series could work without a photo at the start and end showing you being fat and then you being thin. The day I take the photo, like the before photo, I'll eat lots of pies and chicken and crisps, and I'll look really like fat and bulky. And then for the final after photo, I'll like eat nothing for 4 days and hold in my stomach, and it'll be an amazing revelation. And I'll release the Abroad in Japan diet plan, $20.99 on Amazon for Christmas. It'll be a bestseller. Job done. Daily, it might get depressing. Weekly is better to see progress. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree, Matt. Take Ken on a road trip and have a coffee in his restaurant in Kesanuma. I'll just hijack Ken. I'll I'll kidnap Ken. I'll slam him in the boot, and we'll drive off down the countryside together. And it'll be pretty disturbing. I'm running into the same issue with fitness. I want to get into weightlifting, but I feel like I need friends doing it at the same time for motivation. Look no further, Aragon. I will be your friend. I will be the one that will see you through. I've got like a weight, which I think I think 2 months ago when we did this show here, I made a fool of myself by lifting the weight like this and looking just pathetic. But I do have a weight. It's down there, and I'm going to be putting that in the video front and center. That'll be each video, just doing this. I'll be joining you. I used to be very fit. It's rubbish now. I'm pretty sure other people get inspired too. Yeah, and that's kind of the plan, right? I want to get other people like getting involved and sort of doing things as well. Don't forget to tilt the camera to tilt the camera angle to tweak the weight perspective. Absolutely, Daniel. The trick, of course, is like where the camera's positioned really changes your weight. So, for example, whenever I film myself, whether it's a YouTube video or a live show, I always have the camera high, right? The camera is actually on par with like my forehead and not eye height. If it were eye height, that's a tongue twister. You look like that. It's awful. And if you go down here, it's really bad, isn't it? Oh God, disgraceful. So yeah, my weight loss plan, it'll involve a lot of high camera angles. That's for sure. Nagoya has a good car scene, though, right? Says Tony. It does indeed. Home of Toyota. Toyota has its own city in Nagoya, no less. Can you believe that? Toyota City, they call it. I'd love to go. I've always wanted to go there. Was The Last Samurai big in Japan? Says Japanorama. Japarama, sorry. It was big in Japan, from what I understand. Yeah, it was. I know Natsuki's seen it, and Natsuki like doesn't watch films, so that's always a good sign. But no, I think it was pretty big in Japan. Ask Ken when he worked on Letters from Iwo Jima how he felt about the high desert of California and the old silver mines being used to represent Iwo Jima. It's a very specific question, isn't it? It's a very detailed question. By the way, Ken, what did you think of the silver mines in California? I could do though. I still never seen them. I haven't seen Letters from Iwo Jima, to be honest. I should probably I'll probably go on like a binge watching session of all his films next week. I'll have to watch everything that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Memoirs of a Geisha either, but I've heard some not so great things about that, and I don't know if I want to watch it. But I'll definitely watch Letters from Iwo Jima. Hmm. Mhm. I wonder if you can learn how to cook for that weight loss project, says Luna. I mean, no. I'll like I'll get like a smoothie machine or something. I'll buy like a smoothie maker, and that'll be what I'll cook. Is that cooking? Is that classed as cooking? Making a smoothie? Definitely is. That's that's as good as it's going to get on the weight loss series. I don't know what to call it though. I wanted to, you know me, I like to brand things. It's not Chris and Connor in a car. It's Chris and Connor's Wacky Weekend. It's not bicycles across Japan. It's journey across Japan. And I feel like I need to brand this as well if we do it and call it something like 30-day challenge, 30-day fuck. I don't know what to call it. Probably not 30-day fuck. But I need a brand. I need to call it something. So please help me think of a brand that we can create for 30 days getting fit. Mm. I can get you into Toyota City Museum. Also, the new Woven City. I'm working on that project. Bloody hell. That's awesome, says Jersey Traveller. The Woven City, am I right in thinking that's the city at the base of Mount Fuji? The sort of futuristic, super duper Toyota future city? You're working on that? That's amazing. Less broad in Japan, a fitness journey. That's it's actually pretty good. Less broad in Japan. It is really. That's a really good. That's a really good brand, actually. Lammon says less broad in Japan. Liz says less broad in Japan, a fitness journey. Daniel says abroad fitness. Sounds like a really crappy gym chain that I should definitely start. Um, I class myself as an antisocial exerciser, as I hate interacting with people while I'm exercising. I just like to pop in my headphones, blare some old school garage music, and ignore everyone around me. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same, to be honest, Christina. Whenever I go to a gym, which I haven't done in a year, I do like to just put some music in and just run for like 20 minutes. Like I for to get fit this month or next month in October, I've got a few different plans. One of them is to try and walk 10,000 steps every day, or try and get as close as I can to 10,000 steps every day. And I did that when I got fit for Journey Across Japan. I walked around Sendai every night for an hour or two, and that even before I started the cycle back in 2018, I was pretty fit. Like I got a lot fitter. So if you want to lose weight without really pushing yourself too hard, just try and fit in 10,000 steps every day, and I swear you'll notice a big difference pretty quickly. I'm also going to join the gym again and start going and just run every day for like 20 minutes, maybe do a rowing machine or something. I'm going to cut down on what I eat and try and cut out things like, well, I'm going to drink this. My diet will basically be black coffee and vodka, and that will get me through. Combined black coffee and vodka, especially when I meet Ken Watanabe. Um, Less broad in Japan is pretty good, to be fair, says Liberty. Yeah, I do like that. Well done. Well done, Landmom and Liz. Less broad in Japan. But it will be on my it'll be on the second channel, Chris Abroad, because it's quite a personal thing. And when I make videos for Abroad in Japan, there's a lot of pressure to make something that's like special. Whereas the Chris Abroad one, it can just be a bit more personal. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You've pushed me. You've persuaded me that this is definitely a good idea. Jamie says intermittent fasting is super easy to do and works by stimulating human growth hormones and helping you lose weight. I mean, I've done intermittent fasting quite a lot, and I do find it does work. So I probably will be including that in the diet as well. For those of you who don't know, intermittent fasting is where you don't eat for 16 hours. So you eat you eat everything between the hours of like midday and 7 p.m. And then you don't eat after that or before that. And it does work. And it worked for me because I found I just ate less food and then my stomach naturally kind of shrank. Like if you want to get fat, just eat loads of food and your stomach just keeps expanding, like physically expanding to try and fit all the food in. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. Like I'm hoping to try and lose sort of 5 to 6 kilograms. They say 4.9 kilograms is a safe amount to lose in a month. The only thing that could be a problem is I'll be doing weights, right? And by doing weights, it'll make my muscles bigger, and thus I won't lose weight necessarily. So I've got to try and find a way around that. Probably by measuring my stomach, trying to do like a body fat test thing. Got to work out how to do that. Yeah, a lot of effort in it. God, should be good though. You should train for a marathon somewhere in Japan, says Stephanie. Little steps, Stephanie. I never run a marathon, and I don't know if I could. I know I've cycled across Japan for like a month, but I think a marathon, I think that'd finish me off. But I'd love to do it. Maybe next year. Never say never. 90 days is a more realistic time to lose weight. It is. It is. The thing is, I don't think I could stretch it out over 90 days. I feel like it needs to be a month. Whatever I do needs to sort of be contained within a month. And that's why I didn't want to just focus on physical health. I wanted to focus on like learning Japanese again and getting back into Japanese and focusing on that, and also mental health as well. So I kind of wanted it to be not just becoming less broad in Japan, but also just like becoming better as a person and really taking a month to focus on becoming a better person. Only thing I've failed in is we're still no closer to making a short film, which is a real shame because that was the one thing I wanted to do this year. Still, there is time. If I can convince Ken Watanabe to be in my movie at a discount rate of about $100, we could be in business. Imagine that. Just convincing Ken Watanabe to be in a short film for abroad in Japan. Who knows? If it goes well, we could become the best of friends. I feel like that's being optimistic, but I'm sure we'll get on though. I'm looking forward to it. You could do a fitness test at the beginning and the end, but you might need more time for that, says Matt. Yeah, could do. I could see how far I can run. I mean, that's definitely going to happen. Right now, if I run for like 30 to 40 seconds, then I'm tired. So hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be able to run for like 5 minutes, and it'll be great. Go back to that school and take some Japanese classes again, says Stephanie. You know what? I don't know what happened to that language school. I hope it's still around. That was like 2 years ago now. We went to a language school, didn't we, in Tokyo? And it went well, but I don't know how they can still exist because of the lack of students. I wonder what Japanese language schools are doing. It must have been a horrendous kind of 18 months. So many of them must have been buggered. You could use a tape measure to measure around areas like your stomach and thighs. That way you can see where you're building your muscles or losing fat, says Christina. It's a good idea. Absolutely. You should have a short film script ready to go in case Ken says yes. I'll slip that across the table to him. Oh, by the way, Ken, look at this. Look at this amazing script for a film. Oh, and look, there's $100 here with your name on it. Take that and they definitely do the film. That's how it gets done. You could be like Eddie Izzard, start running and wind up doing a marathon every day. No bother. You will lose weight lifting weights, but you may seem a bit bigger at first, but that'll pass. Give it time. Hopefully. I don't know. Just got to work it out. Just got to work out if it's worth it or not. But we've got some cool videos coming up in October, though. Meeting up with Connor. We're doing another wacky weekend. This time, I believe we're looking at going to an abandoned hotel, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Chris, have you ever met Mr. Yabatan? I haven't met Mr. Yabatan, but I spoke to him just last week on Twitter. And we agreed that if he's ever in Sendai or if I'm ever in Tokyo, we'll hang out and have a chat with each other. He's good friends with Dogen, and I'm good friends with Dogen as well. So yeah, would love to meet the guy. He's done incredibly well with his brand, and must be one of the most famous foreigners in Japan now, Mr. Yabatan. Can you talk about the process you had to go through to finally get an interview with Ken Watanabe, says Adam. If it goes successfully and all goes smoothly, I'll talk about that at a later date. 'Cause I don't know how much I can say about it now, and I don't want to speak too much about that. But yeah, I'll talk about it. It's nothing. It's it's more like just a mutual interest though. That it's more like a mutual thing. Ken loves Tohoku. He wants to promote Tohoku. I want to promote Tohoku. That's what Abroad in Japan's been about. And we found some overlap there. And we have a mutual contact who, surprisingly, isn't Ryotaro. And he sort of brokered it and made it happen. So we'll see, though. It might not happen. It might all fall through, especially in the era of COVID where things just fall apart and everything goes to shit. I wouldn't be surprised if something went wrong. So I'm not getting too excited about it. But tonight before bed, I will have to finish typing out like interview questions. And thank you guys for giving me your ideas that I've scribbled down this paper. Questions for Ken. Building a retaining muscle will help you keep fit in the long run. It will indeed. I've got very muscly legs for some reason. Not even I know how. It's magic. And they definitely help me lose weight. My 7-year-old was wondering if you could say hi, Gavin, says Lucky Bread. Hi, Gavin. Go to bed. Isn't it late? Oh, I suppose it's not 11 p.m. or midnight where you are. But I hope you're doing well, Gavin. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Good luck at school. And subscribe to Abroad in Japan, Gavin. That should be the first thing you do. But I hope you're having a nice day. Do you have to submit the interview questions in advance to Ken's team? You don't normally have to. I'm sending him the questions so he can sort of think through the answers. There's nothing worse than springing interview questions on someone and then them not really having time to think about it. Like, if you ever interview someone for a video, always try, if you can, to send them some of the big questions ahead of time. I know when people ask me, I do a lot of interviews, and when people ask me questions, I always give the same boring answers just because I haven't had time to sort of think it through. And so, yeah, always try and send the questions ahead if you can. The language school, Go Nihon. That was the name of it. Yeah, great place. Highly recommend it when Japan's reopened. But I hope they're doing well. I hope they're doing okay. But would me learning Japanese and featuring that in the videos, would that be something that interests you, or would the emphasis being on losing weight be kind of more intriguing? If we do it, each one of these weekly videos will be broken up into 7 parts, right? 7 sort of brief scenes from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I can sort of put a lot of little pieces in there. So like on Monday, I could talk about learning Japanese. On Tuesday, I can have a beer with Ken Watanabe. On Wednesday, I can walk around a mountain. Like, we can kind of keep it fresh and interesting. Absolutely. Do both, says Daniel. Yes, do both, says Stephanie. I don't know why they both sound like this. I don't know why that's the voice I've chosen. Both. A process showing how you retain knowledge would be great. Yes, I want to show how I retain knowledge. That sounds really cool. I want to retain knowledge. A question for Ken. What got you interested in being an actor? How old were you when you started? That's a good question indeed. I think both are interesting, says Andrew. Learning Japanese might be a good idea after New Year's, for New Year's resolution and all that. I mean, that was my resolution this year, wasn't it? To learn Japanese, and that didn't go so well at all. Like, this year's been a disaster on the Japanese front. But what with seeing Ken next week, I really need to up my game, just in case he wants to speak in Japanese. It'll be really embarrassing if I don't do a good job. So I'm going to spend a lot of next week when I'm not filming myself eating all these snacks, when I'm not filming myself eating fucking Genji pie, I'll be sitting in a room learning some Japanese. For those of you that missed earlier, the next Abroad in Japan video is going to be about must-try snacks from Japanese convenience stores. Should be good. I haven't done a video like that in ages. It's exciting. I haven't done a video where I've been sitting in a room just talking to the camera in 4 months now. Maybe before Journey Across Japan, with the 12 reasons not to move to Japan video. So I'm looking forward to doing it next week, sitting down with you guys and talking about all the food I eat from convenience stores. Chris, is the Akita video coming out next month? Yes, that'll be coming out in October. I love Champ's Kitchen, says Soffle Sphinx. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? Soffle Sphinx. Yeah, actually, there's one channel that I highly recommend you guys check out. A good friend of mine called Ryosuke. He was a national boxing champion of Japan, and he started a cooking channel called Champ's Japanese Kitchen. This is the channel. I am subscribed, and you should be too. And he cooks like dishes, and he does a bloody good job of it. And his videos have just gone super viral. Every single one. It's like 100,000 views, 200,000 views, 1,000,000 views. And he started 3 months ago. He's gone from 0 subscribers to 116,000 in just 3 months. And yeah, I mean, I gave him a shout out, which definitely helped get the ball rolling. But for the most part, it's just been down to his videos. So incredible work there. The secret, of course, to success, if you want to make a successful channel, do something about food, but also be a good chef, which he is. He does have experience in cooking. Like if I made abroad in a pan, I don't think it would do as well. I feel like that would be a surefire way to screw everything up. Maybe you could film it like a video game. Every time you lose weight or surpass a fitness goal, you can kind of level up, says Susan. It's an interesting idea. I like the sound of that. I'll have to think about that. Level up. I just discovered Champ's Kitchen, Champ's Japanese Kitchen through your podcast. Maybe you can work with him for your weight loss month. That's actually not a bad idea. I might well do that. I might well ask him. It's pretty exciting to know someone who's definitely going to go on to become one of the biggest Japanese food channels. Like I can feel it. I can feel that he's on the right track. Like there's not that many Japanese YouTubers making food channels for a foreign audience. You know, Jun's Kitchen is the biggest, the most successful. But yeah, I mean, there's not that many. So hopefully, he can be one of the biggest ones. Definitely going to do a collab with him though. I'd love to do some cooking. He can actually teach me how to cook, and I will obliterate his kitchen with my dreadful cooking. Ah, oh, it's strong. Raspberry liqueur. It looks horrible. God, what have I become? If honestly, you will get bullied in Japan if you don't drink beer. I don't really like beer that much. I like it within reason. The trouble is, beer makes me sleepy, so that's why I have things like vodka and gin and liqueur. But you will get bullied in Japan if you don't have a beer. Like whenever I go into a bar or restaurant with my friends, and I'm like, everyone always gets a beer, right? Whenever you do anything in Japan, the first thing you do, toriaizu namabiru, literally first things first, draft beer. And I don't like going along with that, but you have to, otherwise you'll get bullied. Are you drinking booze from a mug? What's wrong with you, says Jamie. I know, right? But it is Abroad Japan merchandise somewhere. There you go. Abroad Japan merchandise. It's not as good as the Trash Taste mug. That's got a lid on. It's very clever. This is a mug. It just holds liquids and you can drink out of it. And it looks cool. But you're right. I don't know why I'm drinking alcohol out of a mug. What have I become? Will women get bullied for not drinking beer? I don't even drink alcohol. No, I think it'll be fine. It's because I'm a man. I think guys like to sort of bully you. I know Natsuki certainly does. I usually get like umeshu sodawari, which is plum wine with tonic water or soda in it. And yeah, you'll get bullied if you drink that. Be advised. Natsuki will bully you. Toriaizu biru is one of the first phrases I learned from Memrise. Oh, I love Memrise. Haven't used Memrise in ages. Really good website if you want to learn Japanese, guys. Memrise, literally MEM rise, as in memory and rise. I used that quite a lot back in the early days. But that's one of the better websites for learning Japanese. But yeah, in terms of learning Japanese, I'm going to just sort of sit down with a textbook, read out sentences over and over. I mean, I'm lucky. I did do a lot of the groundwork years ago for learning Japanese. So when I want to learn new words, they come thick and fast, and I can sort of get them in my mind again and rediscover them. I don't know if I've got my. Oh, here it is. This is one of the books I'll be using, Intermediate Japanese. Um, some of you probably know Genki 1 and Genki 2, and this is the sort of spiritual sequel to that. But there's a lot of good grammar in here at a sort of intermediate level, and I'll be reading these. Kinyobi no yoru wa benkyou suru ki ni narimasen. I don't feel like studying on Friday night. Naturally. Yaruki ni naraba nandemo dekimasu. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. Look at that. Inspirational quotes in Japanese on the Patreon live show. This is quality content. Any more interesting phrases? I don't know what grammar that was teaching. But no, it's a really good book. I do recommend it. Oh, they were teaching that verb plus kininaru equals to bring oneself to do something. Interesting. But yeah, I'll be using that and just sitting in a room speaking out loud. There's a really good website that I use for revision called, I think it's readthekanji.com. Let me check it out. Read the kanji. Yeah, readthekanji.com. It's a really good website, but more for sort of revision and learning. Chris, what's your favorite fiction book? My favorite fiction book is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Shit. No, it's not. My favorite fiction book, probably Animal Farm. Animal Farm by where is it? Struggling to get over the room. Where's Animal Farm? Fuck. Got it. All right. Ta-da! Animal Farm. Look at that. Some people think it's a children's book, but it's a very clever book about. It's a very political book, shall we say, and a guide to how not to run a farm. It's basically kind of just mocking communism and socialism, or rather just Russian history. But really good book, really well written, very tongue in cheek, very funny. God bless George Orwell. What a legend. Would you ever do any videos on the preservation of native species in Japan, aka bears or macaques? That's a very good question. Very specific. I don't think that I would, because it's not while I'm all for the preservation of native species, it's not something I'm personally really passionate about, and I think that would show through if I went to a macaque zoo or macaque place and tried to look interested. It just wouldn't work. So no, I don't think that'll be happening, unfortunately, Susan. But yeah, long live the macaques and the bears. I mean, I ate a bloody bear last year, so I don't know if I'm the right man for the job on that one. So, we need Pete Donaldson for the monkeys, says Liz. We do. Pete Donaldson, he'll be well placed to do a video meeting some monkeys. And of course, I didn't get to see the snow monkeys last year in Journey Across Japan 2. That was a disaster. Actually, that's not true. We did, though, didn't we? On the second day of Journey Across Japan 2, we didn't see the monkeys at the place where all the monkeys are supposed to be. And then on day 3, we stayed in a log cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere. And we woke up in the morning and there was like a dozen monkeys just running around our log cabin. It felt kind of awkward and weird, and I felt like I was being bullied and teased by the monkeys. But at least we got them in the video. At least we got them in the series. Monkeys freak me out. Says they're weird looking. The monkeys freak you out. The poor monkeys. I mean, macaques are pretty cool. Macaques are pretty awesome. Like if you look at the footage of macaques sitting in the hot springs in Nagano, which we'd hope to do, they do look very, very cool. Like they look so iconic with their red faces in the snow. One of the most iconic things. Like often when you see a TV show about Japan or like a montage about Japan, that's one of the things you always see, the monkeys with their red faces sitting in the snow. I miss seeing Pete in your videos. I love him on the podcast, says Adam. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Pete hasn't been able to come to Japan like a lot of you guys, and it's been a real issue for the podcast because we're struggling because Pete hasn't got any new experiences to draw from, and we're always having to revisit past experiences and he's forgetting things about Japan. So it's actually been kind of a tough year with the podcast in some respects. I think we've done a good job, even though he can't visit Japan and nobody can visit Japan and our listeners can't visit Japan. The podcast, it's been a tough year, but at least if I go back at Christmas, we can finally hang out and maybe we can make a video together going to like a Japanese restaurant. That'd be really cool. And we can sort of tour some Japanese places in London. That'd be fun. I'll be up for that. Chris, say hello, Max and Sasha, to our 2-year-old twins. Hello, Max and Sasha. Subscribe to Brawn Japan. It'll be the best thing you do. Age 2. Um, this is what it's descended into. Me trying to get young children to sign up to Brawn Japan. What have I become? I'm a monster. And also, Max and Sasha, please ask your parents to get you a Like a Magic pillow for Christmas. It's exactly what you'll need. Age 2, Like a Magic pillow. Vincent says maybe bring more guests in, like when you had Charlotte. Well, funnily enough, Vincent, we did actually interview Charlotte yesterday. I did. I interviewed Charlotte yesterday, and then Pete, my good friend Pete, the crazy American Pete. My best American friend Pete. He came on for 2 episodes. I think the first one's on Sunday, and that was really fun. He talked about his 10 years working in Japan as an English teacher, and he has some real horror stories. Like, we've all heard bad English teaching stories in Japan, but like Pete's story is shocking. And yeah, really good podcast. One of the best podcasts this year, I would say. And that should be coming up on Sunday. So check that out with Pete, crazy American Pete, who I went to Hokkaido with. I think you should go bear watching, Chris, to actually see bears at a distance, of course. It sounds like a plot to have me killed. Oh, look, it's a bear. And it's the last thing I see is a bear running towards me. I did actually read an article about a guy in Akita Prefecture last week who faced a bear off and punched it in the face. Some people would say it's animal abuse. Others would say it's self-defense. I'm not sure. I don't know if I have the balls to punch a bear in the face. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd just run. But fair play to that man. In Akita, there are, to be fair, around North Japan, there's a lot of bears. There's a lot of bears around. And I don't like wandering around on my own, lest I bump into a bear and have my face ripped off. Pete from America is awesome, says Mac Pro. He is awesome, and he's got a fantastic Twitch stream, Premiere 2, which I do drop in. I'm not really big on Twitch. I don't really get Twitch really, but I love his Twitch. I love watching him play games. He's very funny and very wacky and charismatic. When, in your opinion, do you think the country will open up? I'm climbing the walls, waiting to head back. As I said earlier, I do think it'll be like April next year. Would I put money on it? No, I wouldn't. But hopefully March or April next year. I do think the Japanese business lobby, Kaidan Ren, are going to put a lot of pressure on the Japanese government to open the doors and start letting people in. Natsuki won the Chris Broad Best Friend quiz on Tokyo Creative. Spoilers! Spoiler alert, Zenin. Not even I knew that. I haven't watched the video yet. I don't know who won. Tokyo Creative released a video in the last hour where Pete and Ian and Natsuki went off face to face to see who was my best friend. And wow, seems Natsuki won. I'm not surprised by that. I'm impressed. Chris, I got a drone recently, says Ben. What are the laws in Japan if I were to bring it when I travel? Choking on my own words. The laws around drones in Japan are, number 1, don't fly a drone over a nuclear power station. That's a given, but it's a rule. Number 2, don't fly any drones near an airport. Number 3, and this is the most important one, I guess, don't fly drones over an area that has a population density of about 1,000 people, I believe. There's a really good app called Drone Maps on iOS. I think it's probably on Android as well. Drone Maps, and that shows you where you can and can't fly a drone. So bear that in mind. I'd highly recommend getting that. Other than that, though, Japan is pretty good with drones, and I think it's probably a better country than the UK when it comes to flying drones around. So that's kind of encouraging. I think the UK was put off by drones ever since the Great Gatwick Airport incident 2 years ago, where one of the UK's biggest airports was shut down due to some dickhead flying a drone over the runway. Um, Chris, have you ever visited the Studio Ghibli Museum? There are photos forbidden inside. I didn't know that. I've always wondered why there's not that many photos inside. But I want to know if it's worth visiting when I am there. I mean, I haven't watched that many Studio Ghibli movies, and so I've never visited there. But I have heard good things about it. I should ask Joey the Anime Man. But I think if you're a big fan, definitely go and swing by. Like, you've got to do it. Mm. Don't fly over a US military base in Japan. I mean, that's a good rule. That's a good bit of advice there as well. Hopefully, that's pretty obvious though. If you if you're willing to fly a drone over a military base, an airport, a nuclear facility, you probably shouldn't be flying a drone in the first place. But I'm sure you'll do fine, Ben. And what drone did you get, Ben? Was it a Mavic Mini, a Mavic Pro? Was it the Mavic Air 2 Plus Z? The names are getting so complicated. I think I mentioned last month that the Mavic 2 got fucked on the flight in the Wacky Weekend episode with Connor. I flew the drone through some really bad rain, and you can see it in the video where we went to the Scarecrow Village. There's a shot of the drone flying through the rain, flying through the town, and after that, it got fucked, and there was water in the lens, and it just all got really buggered, and it wouldn't fly. The good news is the drone works. I took it out for a flight last week, and it's fine. It works. So God bless the Mavic Pro 2. Money well spent. Mavic Mini 2, says Ben. Great drone, Ben. Love it. Mavic Mini. I haven't shot with that since the video with Ryotaro this year called What a $250 Hotel Room Gets You in Japan. That's when we flew that drone. And it's really good. The Mavic Mini 2 is a really good drone. Nice one. What's the project you teased for October? Says Niranto. To us, two projects. If you missed it, the first project is meeting and interviewing Ken Watanabe. Hopefully it goes ahead and hopefully goes smoothly. And the second one is losing weight over the course of the month and vlogging every single day and producing a weekly series throughout October, documenting losing weight. And then the other thing is Wacky Weekend with Connor, where we go and stay in an abandoned hotel. I love the way Wacky Weekend with Connor, it's just descended into him and I just going into various shit hotels. Like for his one, we went to the worst love hotel. Then for my one, we went to the worst, straight up the worst hotel. Then for the next one, we're going to love hotels again because Connor loves love hotels. And that's coming out, I think, next week. And in that one, we just went to some shit love hotels. And then the next one that we're filming in October, we go to an abandoned hotel. It's a crumbling ruin, and we're going to stay overnight there. So that'll be fun. So it's just like crap hotel, crap hotel, crap hotel. Wacky weekend, isn't it? Bloody wacky weekend. Mm. Your videos with Connor are some of the best ones. I'm excited for more love hotel action, says Nicole. Yeah, I mean, we do get on quite well. Connor and I have a good sort of rapport on screen with a very similar sense of humor. And yeah, that Love Hotel video is pretty fucking hilarious. I'll tell you now, though, I did have like post-traumatic stress disorder from that Love Hotel room. Mild PTSD. Like, I could not get the memory of that smell of the mold out of my mind. Like, it's just so bad. Oh, God. Wacky weekend at Hotel Gracery. Fingers crossed. No, we're not going to the Hotel Gracery, the hotel famous for Godzilla in Shinjuku. But yeah, guys, I mean, all in all, I think October could be a pretty cool month. Filming this less broad in Japan. I'm going to take that and make that maybe better. Broad in Japan, not broad in Japan. I've got to think of that. That's pretty cool though. Thank you for that. To the Lemon for thinking of that. I owe you one. You're a genius. Chris, have you recovered from all that fried chicken? I have recovered from all that fried chicken. I don't know if I've recovered from all the crisps that I ate with Connor. I still can't believe you were considering staying in the hotel even after all of that, says Jonathan. Yeah, I mean, neither can I. Like, when I think back to it now, the idea of staying in that room makes me feel really sick. Like, I I think the problem with that room is if you didn't look around too much, you could delude yourself that it wasn't that bad until you look under the bed and saw the rubbish, or under the duvet where there's blood everywhere, or examine the walls where there's blood and all sorts of stuff over the wall, or a dead fly, or a hairdryer that just blows out dust. Like, I think if you didn't look at all those things, you could kind of just get on with it. But I don't know. I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we got out of there. What was blurred out in the thumbnail of the worst hotel video, says Lucky Bread? That's a good question. I blurred out me holding a face mask. It wasn't the face mask we found under the bed, but it was supposed to be the face mask we found under the bed. Yeah, it was a little bit clickbaity. No, it wasn't a condom, Nicole. It wasn't a condom. That would have been the ultimate find, wouldn't it? But no, it was the mask. It was a mask, but not the mask that we found under the bed. There was no way I was going to hold that bloody thing. God, ugh, fucking hell! I'm just thinking about that room. Oh, I feel sick. God, why? I do think that room, I think that hotel must have been owned by the Yakuza as some sort of way of laundering money. In hindsight, and when I thought that through, and when I realised that afterwards, I did get a little bit worried. How would they feel about that video going on a channel and being watched by 1.4 million people? But fuck it. It is what it is. Perhaps you and Connor could do an Indiana Jones style series by checking out Japanese archaeology. Well, I mean, the last episode was about as Indiana Jones as you can get, crossing the rope bridge of terror, that looks like something out of Temple of Doom. It doesn't get more Indiana Jones than that. I don't know how much archaeology there is going on here either. I do know that in Fukui they do have lots of dinosaurs they dig up, but I don't know if that's compelling content. Connor and I in a field in Fukui digging up dinosaurs. Is that the content that people want? Is that what you want to watch? Probably. Oh man, what a weird fucking life. What a weird year. I think another problem is that this year has been such a strong year so far. Typically, what we do on Abroad in Japan, all the big stuff we save until the end of the year, whether that's Journey Across Japan 1 or 2 or 3, Journey Across Japan 1 or 2, or the Hyde documentary. A lot of the big stuff I save for the last quarter. And we don't have anything like that because we've already done Journey Across Japan this year. So this year, it feels like this year's almost sort of peaked a little bit. And I need to make it keep going up. It needs to go up. So I've got to try and think about that, how to do that. Chris, have you ever seen Martin Scorsese's Silence? It's a fantastic movie. You know what? I really do want to see that. And actually, just 2 days ago, I told myself I was going to watch it, and then I forgot. So no, I am going to watch it though. Scorsese, because Martin Scorsese is probably my favorite director, and it's weird that I haven't seen that yet. Silent. I think it's because I thought the reviews for it were really bad, but then I looked at it the other day and they were very good, and I don't know what I was thinking. And yeah, but no, I will check it out. I really do want to see it. It looks bloody brutal and very depressing, though. That bridge was compelling enough for me. The rope bridge is just the beginning. I hope not. I mean, Connor and I in a crumbling abandoned regular hotel. That's going to be just as frightening as anything you'd see on Indiana Jones, I suspect. But that's it for now, though, guys. I guess one more thing to add is Natsuki's cameo was a success. He does have Cameo. If you ever want a message from Natsuki, you can find him on Cameo. Just type in Natsuki Abroad in Japan, and he'll come up. And it's proved to be a very lucrative side business for Natsuki. So it's really great. Natsuki gets 100% of the earnings from Cameo. For those of you who don't know what Cameo is, it's where you pay money for someone to send you a message, which you request. It can be like a happy anniversary or a birthday. a lot of people request really odd stuff, from what I understand, like tell my friend to go fuck themselves, and then Natsuki films that. But he's doing really well. So if you ever want to get a happy birthday message or you want a private message from Natsuki, Cameo. It's been great, and it's nice to know Natsuki's got a pretty stable source of income now and a connection to his fans. But I hope we do see more of Natsuki soon. We've had a very Natsuki orientated year, and I'd love to see more of him before the year's out, and I'm sure we will see that. But for now, guys, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a great weekend. I will be posting on Patreon later on tomorrow with some interesting stuff. But yeah, I hope you have a great weekend, and thank you for joining me as I sit here in my dark room, illuminated and surrounded by chocolate. And perhaps before I go to bed, I'll eat some GABA for sleep. GABA for sleep, which will help me sleep. I do need to read into how that makes you sleep. That is quite scary. Imagine drugging someone with chocolate. That's both sinister and yet delicious. Sinister and delicious. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. GABA for sleep. GABA for sleep. Fucking hell. I'll mix it with the hard. What is with all these weird products? Seriously. God, bloody hell. I'm so tired. Maybe it's because I ate all the cream colon. Bloody cream colon. Oh, man. It's going to be a fun video next week. I'll see you then, guys. For now, enjoy the rest of the weekend. And as always, thanks for joining me here on a lovely Sunday evening. And I hope the next live show we do will be in the studio. So look forward to that. See you then, guys. Have yourselves a good one. Bye for now.